Well, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to our Blue Star Careers webinar. Give me just 1 second as we activate our live performance here. If you can hear us, please post it in the comments and tell me where you're watching, where you are visiting from. We'd love to be able to send you a shout out. We are today, in fact, coast to coast. We have our guest today all the way from Florida, and I'm all the way in the upper northwest section of the country. So tell us where you're watching. We'd love to be able to acknowledge your support. Wherever you might be across the United States, we're here to support you and bring you amazing opportunities for you to educate yourself about the current landscape of the workforce. So our Blue Star Careers webinars connect members to job opportunities, partnerships while raising awareness and creating employment pathways for all Blue Star Career members. This April, we've been welcoming a season of growth, new beginnings, and is the perfect time for you to embrace change and pursue your dreams. Our webinars this month have introduced you to partners who can support career pivots, fresh starts, and finding your next steps. So please consider watching the replays or connecting with our previous host. With all of them are included in the neighborhood. Today we welcome veteran GPS for veterans, excuse me, Jennifer Williams, who is the founder and creator of this phenomenal service product organization. We're going to know more a little bit about that. And together we're going to explore real-time strategies, plus free resources to support you to go through your career transitions, significant life changes, and most importantly, to you to just don't be scared. You're not alone. Make that new bold move for new beginnings. So thank you so much for supporting. Don't miss on the chance to connect and grow. Please post it in the comments where you're watching as well as your questions. We look forward to your opportunity to support you as well as pay it forward. Share it with our network, your network, and tell us how we can support you and navigate this somewhat complicated current career force landscape. But we're all here to support you. So let's begin. Well, hello, hello. Welcome once again. Thank you so much for supporting. Please post it in the comments. I cannot tell you how much love and how much happiness we get when we see comments from members, wherever you might be watching. We love to be able to reach out to you or perhaps make comments so that you can feel that we are hearing your voice and support you with resources that are going to reach you and align with your military lifestyle. Today, we welcome Jennifer Williams, who is she is our CEO and founder of GPS for Veterans. And we are here so excited to learn more about her organization. So, Jennifer, please introduce yourself. Tell us your military connection, briefly, a little bit about your career trajectory.
Thank you so much. Hi, am actually in Cincinnati today visiting. My daughter got married on Sunday, so I am not in Florida today. So I've been everything you can be pretty much in the military. So I've been active duty, I've been a reservist, I've been a military spouse, and now I'm a veteran. So I've been around for a very long time, and one of the things I've always missed is the camaraderie. After I got off of active duty, and my ex-husband at the time was in the SEAL teams, so I did get to stay in that community for quite some time, and until we separated. But I still seek them out on a daily basis.
Wonderful. It is so yeah, it's such a joy to be able to still be connected to the community that for so long you created this identity, the community, the belonging. So I completely feel you. I mean, that's why we have this incredible neighborhood community where we are trying to make sure that everyone in there can still feels that connection. So, but Miss Jennifer, I would love to be able to know more about you. You mentioned you've been through all kinds of pathways through your career trajectory. You introduced us, or you're introducing us today to GPS4VETS. Tell me, why was this such a good fit for you? We want to know more. How did this creation got you life as a life-changing moment that really started this incredible journey for you?
Well, I had been in education for, oh goodness, since 2011. And, never thought in a million years I would end up in education, not as a teacher, but as an administrator. And I helped start several online K 12 schools. That's kind of where I started my education from. We did blended learning programs in different schools around the country. And so I kind of, just started seeing the light bulb go off for kids. And the school that I was working at the time actually had a lot of kids on the spectrum. And I saw what a great fit it was for them. And, I just saw so many opportunities for improvement and advancement in education. And I also, which is what led me to start a Global Pathway Studies, is um, there are so many kids that are being forced into university. They're not ready. They don't want to go. And I just thought, there are so many other skills that you can make a really good income with. And so I decided to leave the K-12, the international K-12 that I had been running, and start Global Pathway Studies. And
Wonderful.
so, yeah, and that is, with the focus on career and certification training.
Wonderful. And we want to hear more about that. And of course, Month of the Military Child, this service, this opportunity is for anyone and everyone who wants to really learn more about how to pivot, how to re-engage, how to turn on a little bit more of that enthusiastic approach to finding a career path. A career path is not defined by your certifications, is not defined perhaps by your education level, it's more so for you with great tools like the one we're about to learn from today. So, Ms. Jennifer, please take it over, walk us through GPS for Vets and how we can find our service to success.
Okay. Well, when I started the foundation, Global Pathway Studies, it was for at risk groups of people. So we wanted to help veterans, military families, teens aging out of foster care, survivors of domestic violence, and people in residential treatment for substance abuse. And because the veterans are near and dear to my heart, we started there. So we started a program called GPS4VETS. And so we not only do the career and certification training, but we also have additional resources that, per my experience and a lot of my veteran friends, we discovered, there are certain gaps in resources, and we wanted to be able to fulfill those gaps. So our what we go for is from service to success, your path starts here. So you've gained a lot of skills in the military, and how do we transition those skills into a successful civilian career? So let's get started. So our mission is to provide comprehensive support services that empower veterans and military families on the journey to a successful civilian life. Um, there's a lot that goes on. We move a lot. A lot of times it's difficult for the spouse to find work every 2 years or every 3 years when you have to move. So one of the things that we want to ensure is that spouses have a skill that can follow them anywhere so that work doesn't become an issue. For instance, we'll go through some of the healthcare, dental assistant, medical office assistant, things like that. So if we have enough time, we're going to go back and go through our website. So I have the link right there. So some of the things that we do with GPS4VETS is we fund scholarships and educational grants, workforce development. We do a lot of networking and with military veterans and families to introduce them to people in the community that are hiring. We do. We have certain partnerships with different mental health and wellness resources, entrepreneurship, and small business support. I am also a facilitator for a program called Action Zone. It's from ideation to invoice. It's how to start your own business, and it's free for veterans and military spouses and dependents. So I'd love to take some questions about that after we're done as well. And then housing and stability assistance. One of the things that we want to do with GPS4VETS is provide a navigation tool for military families. So whatever your need is, we want you to be able to go to one spot and try and find those resources. So we do have different organizations that we partner with that assist with housing and stability assistance. And then one of my goals is that we would be able to train the military veterans to become mentors to teens aging out of foster care. One of the things that they talk about needing a lot is a mentor, somebody to care about them, and who better to mentor a teen aging out of the foster care system than a veteran or military family.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I'm not sure about anybody watching, but who knows what they want to be when they grow up? I mean, that's something that I probably didn't figure out until I was in my 40s. So one of the things that we offer is a great start. It's called Career Discovery. So it is actually a semester long class. You can take it at your own pace, though, but it'll take you through 17 different industries, likes, dislikes. Um, do you like to work inside, outside, with your hands, around people, by yourself, with tools, those kind of things? At the end of the course, it will suggest 2 or 3 and sometimes 4 different career paths that might be good for you. So our tagline is find your passion, pursue it with purpose, and live your dream. Because we want to make sure that everybody that comes through our program is in a career that they enjoy. And if not, then let us help train you in something else.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now we'll get into the career and certification training. We have training for over 100 different certifications in high demand industries and jobs. So as most of you probably know, the trades are desperate for people, and the trades pay really well. We have 2 options for trade training. One would be to do it online. So to help you maybe find a contractor locally that is hiring and work with them as a helper and take your courses online. That's one way. Another way is we are partnered with a company called Forge Now out of Dallas, Texas. And they have a 7-week in-house, in-person program that you can train for HVAC, plumbing, electric, or facilities maintenance in 7 weeks. You are completely certified. You've got your hours in, and you actually end up with a few different certifications based on what program you decide to go in. Those courses also are covered by the GI Bill, and there's BAH available while you're there in training.
Wonderful.
The other ones that we have, health sciences, and these are just a few that I have on the screen. If you go to our website, you'll find several more. And like I said, there's training for over 100 different certifications. So if you go to our website and you are interested in a certain certification or career path and you don't see it, please let us know, because we more than likely have it. It's just we haven't been able to get it up on the website yet. I'd like to talk quickly about, and go back to this screen, business management. So we did a survey on University of South Florida to the military campus. And one of the things that we asked them was, if you had these 4 industries to choose from, where do you think you would go, and what would your goal be? And the majority of them said business. And that they thought they needed a business degree. Well, I'm going to disagree with that. You don't necessarily need a business degree to get a great paying job. So always keep that in mind. You don't always make more money with an additional degree or just an initial degree, but having a few initials after your name with certifications that you have earned, you can demand a higher salary.
Wonderful.
So why pick us? And I'd say the main reason is we do offer flexible self-paced classes. They are online and in person. We do offer resources for resume transcription, all the things that you see here. But ongoing support is where I feel like we are different. There are a lot of transition programs out there that once you graduate, you're done. And we don't want you to ever be gone. We want you to stay with us at GPS4VETS and continue on and share with your friends and your family the resources that we have available. And join us at networking events and other fundraisers that we have so we can continue to offer free services for veterans and military families. So we have a lot of partnerships and a lot of supporters in Tampa right now. These are just maybe half of the companies that sponsored our launch party back in October. So we have a lot of support. It's the Tampa job market is a little bit difficult. However, if you know somebody, you have a much better chance. So we not only have these partners, but we also I'm on the advisory board for a group called Career Rebound, and it is business leaders in the community who come together and meet with people who are looking for work. Especially veterans are more than welcome to attend this, and so the veterans and the people looking for work will share a little bit about themselves, their skill set, kind of what they're looking for, and then we kind of help connect them and introduce them to people in the community that might be a good fit for them. So I know this has been quick, and I'm not sure how much time I have left, but just quickly, if you are interested in learning more about GPS for vets, our website link I think is on there. And what are the next steps? So go to our website, complete the contact us form. Someone from our office will reach out to you to kind of go over what are you looking for? Do you want to start with career discovery, or do you already know that maybe you want to go into cybersecurity and you want to get started on a career path? Go on there. If you are interested in a career path, go on and go ahead and fill out the application for one of our scholarships. We would love to help you. And then once we have all of that secured with how you want to study and the career course that you're interested in, then we will get you enrolled and send you a welcome letter introducing you to instructors and who to contact should you run into any problems, issues, or concerns. And then we have one of our staff, Christy Bassford. She's fabulous, and she is in charge of student success. And so she will be reaching out to ensure at least once a week, how you doing? Just checking in and knowing that we are always here to help and support our students. And one last thing is, so we have a big goal this year. We want to help 500 new students. And so what we're looking for is anybody that you know, military or non, that might be interested in some of our training, send them our way.
Wonderful.
Now let's open it up for some questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And, you reminded me of a couple of previous discussions we had about the trades and just being able to structure your career path throughout your different seasons, and just restart it, but not so heavily in focus on new degrees and new masters or new whatever PhDs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just having a little more clarity of what's current, what's working, what's active out there in the workplace can really recharge you up a little bit into the pathway. I do have a question here from a spouse. So she's PCS in this summer to Germany. So if she
Mm-hmm.
enrolls or seeks more support, how long um, would the enrollment process take so that either, I'm assuming because the question, because you know how when you're PCSing is like, oh, I got to drop everything else. I just got to focus on my PCS and can't do anything else. And so I know that I hear that a lot from Ms. Spouse communities. It's like, Laura, sorry, I can no longer focus on my job search because we're moving to whatever location. And it's like,
Right.
I got to
Yeah.
drop it out. So what would be
It's a
your
lot,
take? Yeah,
especially when you're doing an overseas move. So, yeah. So, because the majority of what we do is online, usually we can have everything taken care of and you enrolled within 24 hours.
perfect. Now, how about working with some of the members? Let's say somebody enrolls and they're doing one of these online certifications. Do you help and do you support in landing them, perhaps getting connected with job or employers that are looking or seeking those specific jobs? I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
industries. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. So that's one of the first questions we'll ask a student who is enrolled is, are you looking for work? What kind of work are you looking for? And we have several recruiters that we work with, as staffing agencies. And like I said, then, if you're local in the Tampa Bay area, then we have a lot of people there that we network with. I also spend some time in Cincinnati. So it just kind of depends. But I have resources actually around the world because we did online school internationally. So we have agents all over the world. So no matter where you are PCSing, you can have access to our courses.
Wonderful, thank you. And I do want to ask you a little bit more question because I'm seeing this a little bit throughout the month as we've been focusing on career pivots and resources. Those who maybe want to start again or have been challenged in recent times with a layoff, what advice would you share with someone who's going through this about their next steps, especially if they are unsure? I think this is coming from perhaps you've been in your job for 18 years and then suddenly you're thrown into the whole job search situation again. And walking into an office or knowing someone and with your resume, writing the application in person is no longer a thing. Now you got to go through
Wow.
like six different methods and 500 ATS systems, the whole virtual interview, submit a virtual whatever introduction, all those different things. What would be your take on that for someone who is unsure how to restart and recharge up?
I would say start with our career discovery course. It's a really great resource. Some people are able to do it over a weekend, so it doesn't necessarily take a long time. I would say that be open. The other thing that we want to make sure with GPS is that you do not have a degree or a certificate that you're not using. So very it's very common to see someone have a degree on hanging on their wall and they work in a totally different industry that has nothing to do with their degree. We don't want that to ever happen at GPS. So we had a young man that actually we have a career discovery just for the trades. If you're not sure, you want to get into that field, but you're not sure which one. But he started in the HVAC, called me a couple of weeks in and said, Jen, I'm just not feeling this, but I am really intrigued by the electrical part that I'm learning. So we just moved him to the electrical career path. So, doesn't charge, we don't charge any extra to be able to do that. We just want you to get the education have the resources that you need.
Wonderful. Which, I may share a little bit of proud moment. I think with my high schooler, I bet on him for like, you have to graduate, you have to do this, you have to do that. What's your plan? And our college discussion, of course, went to like, Mom, have you heard of the trades? Yeah, that's my plan. Okay, so just relax. If college doesn't work out, the trades is a thing, and I
Oh,
can do that. And so I was just like, oh, okay, you've been doing some research, so congratulations.
well,
um,
and the great thing is with the trades, especially that 7 week trade training. I mean, you could go to a community college, it could take you a couple of years.
right.
7 weeks, this is run by veterans, and they run it like boot camp, Monday through Friday, 7 to 4. And everything is included in the tuition that's covered by your GI Bill. Breakfast at the hotel, chow hall, lunch there. You're on your own for dinner, but there's typically enough left over that a lot of them take it home. But 7 weeks, I mean, that's just incredible to be able to get a certification and have 297 and a half hours of actual hands-on lab work. as well.
How about military spouses? How can they qualify for similar sort of opportunities, scholarships that would help them also get the foot into the right certification?
Absolutely. So right now, we have certain scholarships for Florida residents, but no matter where you are, we'll find a way to scholarship you in. Um, so yeah, and it doesn't matter, military spouses, dependents, children, even if you go back and your grandparent was a veteran, you're eligible for our scholarships. And one additional thing that is very important is you do not have to have an honorable discharge to qualify for um, our scholarships. Other than honorable or general discharge also works.
Wonderful. So the first take, I guess, just to summarize, the first step would be to take the free career exploration course that you
Yes.
offer, so that we can really redefine our goals and what's your next calling. Again, if you have been laid off, or if you have just head it off perhaps for that current role, or you are ready to go to the next step, take that course and evaluate what your name move. I think one of the things that I've learned as a season and late career bloomer is that there's so many seasons throughout your career, and restarting at any time is really an okay thing. Right, Miss Jennifer, would you agree?
Yeah, I ask that question all the time. What do you want to be when you grow up? And there are so many people that are retired that tell me, I still don't know.
Yeah,
I have a gentleman actually who he's not retired yet, but he's kind of in that spot where I don't know what I want to do next, and so he has actually taken our career discovery course himself just to kind of see, is there some passion inside there that you haven't discovered yet, and so we hope to help you find that.
absolutely. Thank you. Let me take a moment right now to acknowledge some of our members and then bring up some comments from especially from our LinkedIn, are the ones that show out here. So thank you, Atlanta, all the way to Dell. Thank you. For representing Tampa, of course, right there, your hometown. One more Tampa. Thank you, Christy. We have Marvin. Thank you so much for supporting all the way in Clearwater. Colorado Springs, thank you very much for your support as well, for your comment. And thank you for, of course, for loving this specific presentation. Now, remember, this is great information. If it's not for you, that's okay. Pay it forward. Tag the group that you are trying to share with. If you are a person of influence or someone, you belong to a group, we all belong to something. So share it, pay it forward. We share it in private groups that need to know, because you never know. Someone might be scrolling through the feed and then they come across and they're like, oh, never thought about this. So thank you very much for supporting and sharing your comments. If you have more questions, continue to post them, because we'll come back and we review these often, and so that you can get the support that you need. And when in doubt, remember, meet us in the neighborhood. Right there, we're going to have a full partner folder for GPS4VETS, and Jennifer also is there. She posts regularly. We're going to invite her to do probably a live career chat there as well. So we'll keep her busy, and we'll keep you active, aware of everything that is going on in the community. All right. But I also would like to go and send shout outs on LinkedIn. Let me see if the system allows me to do that for those who are actively right now in the watching. And so just real a few names. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Christy, for supporting. Natalie, thank you. Marvin, again, I mentioned it. Myra, thank you, Myra. Let us know how we can support you. Jeffrey, Ashley, thank you. Anthony, Carmina, and then of course Johnny, thank you so much. And then we have a few also members on our Facebook. Thank you, Lynn. And then thank you, our let me see. Thank you, our other Spouse First community members. But for the sake of time, we'll continue and say thank you very much through the direct comments. I want to take this opportunity now to share it. Oh, all the way from St. Augustine. Perfect. Thank you, Lynn. I want to take this opportunity to ask you, Ms. Jennifer, what is on your radar? What is our call to action? What would you like to our audience to remember? From take away from this presentation, that we can obviously grow, but also help others as they navigate this complicated career landscape.
Yeah, I think just getting the word out, sharing what we have available, taking advantage of the scholarships and the opportunities. I think that's key. And then like you mentioned, pay it forward. Help someone else. If you're interested in mentorship or something along those lines, you just want to be involved in a community, reach out to us. We're always here to help.
Okay. Now, before we go, I remember this. I wrote it down over here. You mentioned something about business and supporting small businesses. What were you going to share with us when you were doing our presentation?
Oh, that was the Action Zone. It is the entrepreneurship training. So let's even say that you go through the trades and you don't want to be a technician, right? You want to own your own business. So Action Zone is a great resource. They typically do them live in Tampa, but they are just now starting to do some virtually so that anybody in the country can join. But it is a fabulous program. Like I said, everything from coming up with the idea for your business to sending out your first invoice. Very comprehensive.
Wonderful. And that's the beautiful part about some of these trades certifications is that it really empowers you for you to be able to, I mean, that's your skill that you walk away with. So
It
it's
is.
very independent. You get to be your own boss, your own employee, your own everything. So I think that's really rewarding and can be very, very powerful for your career growth. Because it all depends really how you see it. But I love that opportunity to be able to also, yeah, shape up career opportunities through entrepreneurship. So thank you so much for sharing that. Anything else you want to share with our audience as we depart this webinar?
I think in regards to the trades, first of all, we need more women in the trades. So hint, hint. Um, Second would be, even if you're not interested in, being a technician or something in the trades need salespeople, dispatchers, project managers, all sorts of things, and to, at least get that skill under your belt and learn. I think that's something nobody can ever take away from you.
Absolutely. And in the process, you also in the near future could also be employing other great individuals and training, mentoring. I mean, so the sky's the limit. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for your support
Yes.
today. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar. And we'll look forward to staying in touch with you and then seeing how GPS for Beds really grows and changes the landscape of our community. So thank you.